Hi, I'm Don Kingett. I'm a tax attorney with Kingett Warren. Our firm specializes in estate planning, tax matters, and business matters. And we're here today with Tom Meyer. And Tom, I want to thank you so much for having us at your office today. So we're going to go through some questions and get some information from you about Meyer Capital Group. So let's start off with the backstory. Tell me, how did you get started in the business?
My grandfather actually got me started in this business and got me interested in this business when I was a teenager. And he had started back in 1950 as a mutual fund salesman. And in 1963, he opened up his own RIA, a fee-only RIA, which was very unheard of at that time. 1968, he started his own mutual fund. And in 1982, I came in. And at that time, my grandfather was 82 years old. He had a handful of clients, and I took over probably with a portfolio of $2 million and about 8 clients. But he taught me everything there was to know about the fee-only RIA business. And the rest is history. Right now, we have roughly 15 people. We have over $750 million under management, and that's about 32, 33 years. And I figure I'll be just like my grandfather and do this until I'm 87.
Tom, what is an RIA and how does that differ from other people who call themselves financial advisors?
My grandfather taught me back in 1982, and when he started as a fee-only RIA, is that you are at a higher level as far as your client always comes first. And that's very, very important because when you're an RIA, you're considered a fiduciary. And that means that there's virtually no conflict, no bias, and that everything you do is for the client. The client comes first and foremost, always. And that's the difference that, and probably the reason that the fastest growing part of this industry is RIAs. They are breakaway brokers have finally seen the light at the end of the tunnel. They're coming our way. My grandfather, by the way, would be very, very pleased with the way Wall Street is going, that being a fee-only advisor and having the end client take and be the beneficiary of this was always very important to him and obviously very important to us.
How do you get compensated from your clients, and what does it mean when someone says it's fee only? How does that differ from a fee-based type of an arrangement?
I don't begrudge anyone getting paid. However, I am totally tilted toward the fee-only side. I think that is the only way that business should be conducted in our business. However, when you do deal with a fee-based advisor, just know that they can switch hats. They can go from a fiduciary and also go to what we call commission or suitability, and they can sell product. So you will have conflict there. And again, as long as the conflict is disclosed and the client understands how much money is coming out of their pocket to pay for that particular product, then so be it. I have no problem, but disclosure is number one. There is no free lunch in this business. How many times do we hear free this and free that? No fees, no, bottom line is people have to get paid to do something. You don't go in on free bond day or free annuity day. There are fees that are being paid and they're coming out of your pocket, and it's your right to know exactly how much money is coming out of your pocket to pay for that particular advisor and or to pay for that particular product.
How does a client contract with you?
Again, being fee only, there's no product being sold. And we set up our clients as either a discretionary or non-discretionary. Now, a non-discretionary means that we would contact the client before we would make any moves in their portfolio. A discretionary contract would mean that we are allowed to go ahead and trade in that client's portfolio at any given time because of any specific reason without contacting the client. Roughly 85% of our clients are non-discretionary. However, we do offer non-discretionary, and it's a great way in this era that we're in to sit there and look at a relationship and let our clients know our methodology and processes and create trust. And for that reason, that's why we offer non-discretionary accounts.
Tom, can you explain your internal process for managing assets and relationships with clients?
The internal process of managing our client portfolios is the old-fashioned way. Actually, I've been doing this for, again, over 30 years, and I haven't changed one iota. And that is that we bring your portfolio, our clients' portfolios, to a what we call our PSG meeting, which is Portfolio Strategy Group meeting. And we have 5 portfolio managers review each and every one of our clients. We have roughly 3 meetings per week, and this enables to have fresh ideas and different eyes looking at your particular portfolio, and instead of just having one individual look at it, so just in case some things could maybe fall through the cracks. So does it take more time? Yes. Does it cost more money? Yes. But the beneficiary is ultimately our client. And again, as I said, I've been doing it this way for a number of years, and we continue to do it that way. I just feel that it's the least that we can do for our clients to offer that top-notch service.
Why do you feel your portfolio construction is different from other financial advisors?
The portfolio construction has definitely been an evolutionary process over the years. By that I mean that we have come to the conclusion that an eclectic portfolio is a great way to manage one's portfolio. There's never one right way or wrong way when it comes to passive versus active. Passive being ETFs, active meaning separate account managers and or mutual funds. There's room for both in each and every portfolio. We try and lower the cost as much as possible, but at the same time, with ETFs, but at the same time, there are inefficient asset classes that managers make sense. For instance, in the mid-cap and small cap and international, we can wrap around passive investments in your portfolio, but at the same time, we think that in those particular asset classes, that management does make sense, hence a little bit more expensive, but ultimately the net result is what we're after. Another part of our process is also alternative investments, both in the fixed income side and also on the equity side. We try and lower beta as much as possible in our clients' portfolios to lower volatility. It's almost shall we say, a sleeping well at night part of the portfolio. Yes, do we give a little bit more on the upside? Yeah, we do, and we feel it's worth it to have some type of a buffer or a diversifier on the downside should we, God forbid, go through another 2008. At least when you have a lower beta, or what we call lower volatility, versus the 100% index market versus a benchmark of 100% stocks, we feel it's well worth it to have some type of a diversifier in each one of our portfolios. And when markets go straight up, it becomes a little bit difficult because, of course, everybody wants a beta of 1 or equal to the market. But we know, and it's our duty, to diversify our clients' portfolios to give them a little bit of more protection on the downside than just going 100% into an equity index. So again, one of my favorite sayings is that fear is temporary and greed is permanent. And we want to make sure that we don't get to that greedy stage and that we have a well-allocated portfolio for our clients to help them guide them to their financial future.
Why is financial planning so important to clients, Tom? And what would someone expect to accomplish by doing that with Meyer Capital Group?
Financial planning is becoming ever more important now as the baby boomers reach retirement age or about to reach retirement age. And it's very important that we look at that as a foundation. And, you know, when we look at individuals and we ask, hey, have you done a budget? Just a simple budget, 80% say no. And that's just the reality of the world, that people are just so busy with their lives that they don't have time to really sit down and put pencil to paper and realize where the heck they stand as far as not only today, but what's it going to take us to get to tomorrow. So we have we've concluded that instead of giving our clients a 60-page financial plan, that a better way to look at this is a financial analysis, a retirement analysis, no more than 16 to 20 pages long, something that everybody can understand and actually adhere to. And as our demographic is getting older, and we think it's very, very important that we start with a financial plan or at the very least, a financial needs analysis, so that at least the client knows, how do we get to the plan B, or how do we go from part A to part B? How do we get there, and how can we do it with college expenses and medical expenses and Social Security coming in and Medicare? How does this all come into play? And we've developed this great software that really helps our clients in a very simplistic manner.
Tom, tell me, how do you define a good client, a good target client? What's your best type of a client? Who do you work best with?
A good client we look at as part of the family. Again, we only get paid for service. We don't get paid for product. So we're there for their clients each and every step of the way, from when they have the beginnings of a family, they get married, they have the beginnings of family, all the way through to retirement. That's what we're here for, to help and guide them through that crazy thing called life. And again, part of our service is to help provide you the knowing and knowledge of that you have somebody on your side 100% of the time, and that we're going to help guide you and your family to that point where you don't have to worry. And that's what we're here for, whether it's looking at a business or leasing a car, selling a home. That's what we're here for. That's all part of our fee. That's part of the entire package of services that we offer you, the client. And it's very, very important to us for us to have a seat at the table with you 100% of the time. We are always on your side. And a perfect client is one that realizes that, and one that has the patience, and also realizes that we're here for their not only for the service, but also guide them. If we don't do it, then we will network out to find people that we trust, that we would advise to you, whether it's estate planning, whether it's insurance, that we're going to guide you to the right individuals or firms that will help also guide you, that are also on the same side of the table as you are.
How do you communicate with your clients?
We are on Twitter, we're on Facebook. We have an incredible website that our clients really, really are in tune to. It's very user-friendly. We feel that we put a lot of time, a lot of money, a lot of effort into uploading all the data for our clients that is in a very user-friendly fashion. And we make it a point to communicate with our clients, because, again, that's all we have is our service and communication, and to making you feel part of the family, and for you to feel part of the fact that we have all of this data available to us. We want to make sure that we share that with you at all times. And again, you can call us 5-10 times a day. I don't recommend that per se, but that's all part of the service that we offer to you.
How do people know that you're not Bernie Madoff?
In this era of post-Bernie Madoff, no matter who you deal with, no matter what firm you deal with, make sure that you always have what we call a third-party statement. It is vital. The problem with Bernie Madoff is that he had his own brokerage, which meant that he made up his own statements. If Bernie Madoff had a Charles Schwab or a TD as a custodian, he could never do what he did. So no matter what firm that you deal with, make sure that you get third-party statements and you have access to third-party online information at all times. And again, as an independent, and independents are, the fastest growing part of this business. And I believe that we are an integral part of this business and growing, that no matter what, no matter how small that independent is or how big that independent is, they are an independent, which means they have to have a custodian. The custodian is the gatekeeper for your funds. And they are the ones that are supplying the statements. Do not just rely upon an individual independent advisor sending you monthly statements. It's imperative. And ask all the right answers. You can go to napfa.com and they will give you a list of questions to ask when you are going through your due diligence process of finding a great, good, independent financial advisor.
Tom, I want to thank you again for inviting us to your office and answering all these important questions. Again, I'm here at Meyer Capital Group with Tom Meyer. They're located at 5 Green Tree Center on Route 73 in Marlton. And we have their contact information as part of this video. And Tom, once again, thank you very much for having us here today.